Let's talk about one of my favorite topics, PenFed credit cards. But in today's conversation, we want to really go in detail about a specific aspect of that topic. So I want to talk to you about high-limit PenFed credit cards. How do you get approved when you are unemployed or have a spotty job history? Okay, if this sounds like you or someone that you know, I want you to stick around till the end of today's conversation. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Spotty Job Show. How are you too? I hope you're doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka. Now let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to talk to you about high-limit PenFed credit cards. How do you get approved when you are unemployed at the moment or you have a spotty job history? Okay, in today's conversation, I'm going to lay down things foundationally. I will talk to you about things logically. So here are the steps you need to follow. First of all, you need to think about your banking relationship with PenFed. Everything starts from banking relationship. You might be thinking right now, I don't have a job or whatnot, whatever. I'm just unemployed. But you probably have a bank account. There were moments when you have a job, when you had a job, right? And the thing here is that even if you have a spotty job history, as long as you can maintain a good banking relationship with PenFed, they'll take care of you. Okay, boss, I want you to really think about that. When we think about banking with PenFed, you want to have a checking account at a minimum, okay? And you want to actually go for an account called the Access America account. This account gives you a lot of benefits, especially when it comes to being part of the PenFed Honors Advantage program. And boss, you want your ass to get into that program. Okay, so what I'm trying to say here is that I don't want you to be discouraged or to be pessimistic because you are currently unemployed or you have a spotty job history. That's kind of things happen. Okay, you are looking for work, but at the same time you got to take care of business too on the PenFed credit card aspect of things. Okay, so have a banking relationship, have a checking account, have a savings account. I don't care if you put $5 or $10 in that account. Just open that account. Okay, you can maintain low balances, low deposit. It's okay, but have those accounts. All right, and you want to open an IRA if possible. I'm not going to stretch your liquidity level too much, but what I'm trying to say is that for God's sake, I want you to have a banking relationship with the Navy Fed. Don't you be discouraged. Diversity of accounts matters a lot. Okay, we're talking about 2 accounts or 3 accounts. You gotta have that, boss. And the length of your PenFed membership also matters. In other words, you might be having a job history, right? A spotty job history right now. But hey, listen, if you've been with PenFed for a long time, they'll take care of you. Okay, you've been members for 5 years or 10 years or whatnot. I mean, life happens. People go through stuff, whatever. This ain't the end of the world. Big decision time, boss. Big decision time. Do you have a banking relationship with PenFed? If you don't, I want your ass to start that relationship right now. I want your ass to go to the nearest PenFed branch and open an account. Very important. Let's talk about a clean history. So assuming that you're already a member, right? This is important, and you want to get a high limit PenFed credit card, but your financial situation is a little shaky. Okay, that's okay. You want to maintain a clean history with PenFed. All right. So when they call your name, boss, I want PenFed staff members to say hallelujah, amen, hallelujah, amen. Because your history is so clean, PenFed is looking at you as a model customer, as a role model. All right. You might be thinking, well, it doesn't really matter if I have a clean. It does matter. It does matter. Hey. It does matter to have a clean history. What is clean history? I want you to first have a clean membership. In other words, when they get you in PenFed, I want you to have, don't you call customer service and start cursing on the phone, whatever, trying to be rude or whatever. All right. Don't you run NSF events, overdrafts, non-sufficient fund events? No, that's what I'm talking about, having a clean history. All those things matters. Members of our team, our own team, have been members of PenFed for the last 30 years. So, son, the kind of wisdom I'm sharing with you today is the result, is the culmination of 30 years of practice. We know what we're talking about. And not just PenFed. I mean, we are members of a Navy Fed, Service, Andrews, and USAA. So you're talking about a lot of experience here across military credit unions. You gotta have a clean history. I don't care if you're employed or you work or you're a billionaire or you're a millionaire, whatever. If you have a bad history with PenFed, they will deny your ass no matter what. Okay, and when we talk about clean history, we're talking about, of course, clean membership history. We're talking about no non-sufficient fund events. Okay, we're also talking about a good payment history on your existing PenFed credit accounts. Do you currently have a loan with them? Do you have a line of credit with them? Do you have a student loan with them? Do you have a car loan? Whatever loan, whatever credit relationship you have with PenFed, you want to maintain a positive, clean history on that front too, and try pre-qualification to gauge your odds. Yeah, if you're looking for a high limit PenFed credit card, see if you can pre-qualify for a credit card. And I don't care if you are a millionaire or you're unemployed. Anytime you get a PenFed credit card pre-qualification link, you never walk away. You stay there and you try. You give it a try. You know why? Because you ain't losing anything. You're not losing anything. So why just walk away from that opportunity? You have a great opportunity, right? And the thing is here is that money. It's all about money. How do you actually manage your relationship to have a clean history? How do you actually seek pre-qual from PenFed? How do you seize those opportunities? Those are important things. Speaking about liquidity, the third thing I want you to pay attention to is cash. Cash is king or queen, depending on how you roll, how I roll. I just say cash is queen. You know, that's what it is, boss. But you got to be liquid. Now you might be thinking what I'm telling you is dichotomous. There is a dichotomy. There's a contradiction between being unemployed or having a spotty job history and liquidity. Remember what I told you earlier. Liquidity doesn't mean that you have a $1 million in your bank account. It means that you have a relationship whereby you just split the little cash you have in multiple accounts. That's what it means to be liquid. Because remember, PenFed is going to grant you a credit card. But the question is, how are you going to pay them back whatever you charge on the card? Answer that question. Don't you walk away from me. Because I'm talking to you and you just look at me. Hey. Why are you walking away? I'm just talking to you about something very important. Are you liquid? That's the question. I'm not talking about you having a vodka in your pocket. Are you liquid? Do you have liquidity? Do you have cash inflows and cash outflows? Because being unemployed doesn't mean that you are not liquid. You probably have some sources of income somewhere, whatever, but you got to be liquid. Okay, so you want to have a checking account with PenFed, and those accounts can be with PenFed or another institution because they will ask you about your bank statements. Okay, if you don't have a history with them, they'll ask you about certain things to prove that you are liquid. And again, when I'm talking about being liquid, I'm just talking about being in a situation where your DTI, your debt to income ratio, is reasonable. In other words, below 30% or 35%. Your CUR, your credit utilization ratio, is kind of low also. Because the whole thing is, don't you be pessimistic. Don't you believe that because you're unemployed or have a spotty job history, you're not qualified. You can qualify for this PenFed credit card. You can. And I'm here to prove it to you. You can. But the thing is, you got to do things systematically, reflexively, strategically. Okay, you got to have that strategy. Very important, boss. Okay, so checking account, savings account, CDs. Yeah. So maybe you had a windfall from your uncle, cash money, bling bling. Who knows? If you had a bonus, the last bonus you had at work, who knows? But bottom line is, be ready to show bank statements, okay? Here are a few pro tips for you, boss. To prove liquidity, make sure that you have your bank statements ready. It doesn't matter whether you have a lot of money in those accounts, but just make sure that you are able to explain, okay, the context within which you are currently unemployed or you have a spotty job history. In other words, you need to explain to PenFed what's really going on. And be truthful though. No trying to razzle dazzle PenFed and try to give them stories that you actually cooked up, whatever. No, tell them the truth. The fourth thing I want you to think about when you have a spotty job history or you're unemployed, son, your FICO score. Oh yeah. You know the funny thing is, people sometimes They believe that because they are unemployed, because their bank account is kind of low, they automatically have a bad FICO score. That's not true. We know a lot of folks who have a decent, stellar FICO scores, but they are actually scraping by at the moment. They have financial problems, financial difficulties. These things happen. There is not a strong correlation. Hear that word, strong correlation between your FICO score and your financial situation. No. As long as you don't live beyond your means, you should be able to survive a period of difficulty. Okay, so you need to have a decent FICO score. The higher, the better, of course. But with PenFed, the minimum is 600. If you have let's say 550 or 540, you can still qualify, but you have a lot more work to do. Okay. And when we talk about your FICO score, we are thinking about you making sure that no matter your current financial situation or your employment status, whatever, you need to take care of your payment history. You got to take care of your CUR. You have to maintain your credit utilization ratio below 35%. Make sure that you have a diversity in the credit accounts that you have. Very important if you can. And you want to limit the inquiries. Okay, I don't want your ass to walk around and apply for any credit card that you see. No. That's a lot of time wasting. It's a lot of credit score wasting. Cuz, boss, niece, grandpa, grandma, talk to me. Why are you just all there, just mute, whatever? I didn't press the mute button. You can talk. This is a conversation we're having. Okay. What is the length of your credit history? That counts also in your FICO score. All right. So I'm just telling you a lot of stuff that you actually at some point have to apply to actually see. Okay, there is logic in everything I'm telling you. There is a code, there's a formula for success. Okay, so we're talking about banking. We're talking about having a clean history with PenFed. We are speaking about making sure that you are beefing up your liquidity situation. Doesn't matter if you don't have a job, there are still ways that you can save money by reducing your expenses, by not living beyond your means. Okay, you want to take care of your FICO scores. Those are quintessential elements that will actually solidify, that will make your credit card application with PenFed stronger. The fifth thing I want you to think about, if you want it to be approved right off the bat for a PenFed credit card, is what we call explanation. So you need to actually provide context to your situation. You're probably sitting there right now, you are just maybe a couch potato or whatever, and you're just discouraged. And I'm here to tell you, hey, get your ass off the couch. Hey, get your procrastinating ass off the couch and go do something. I want you to really find a way to explain to PenFed the situation you're currently going on. See, sometimes all you need is explanation. You might be having a bad time, whatever. Think about all those big CEOs, whatever, their companies are doing bad, but they just come on TV and just trying to razzle dazzle you. They razzle dazzle investors, whatever, whatnot. They talk about, given the decent trends in the industry, given the recent trends in the industry, we believe that our business is well positioned to get something done, blah, 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 blah. But it works. It works. The next thing you see is the stock goes up, right? So I want you to be in a position where you are able to actually articulate what's going on with you. First of all, why are you not finding a stable job? Okay, you have to provide that explanation to NavyFed. You got to think about where you find the cash to live. In other words, right now you're still living, you're paying rent or mortgage, whatever. Where are you getting the cash from? Is it your spouse? Or do you have some kind of a stash or some kind of cash stashed away? So those are things they will ask you, because for PenFed, it's not about your job history, really. They're paying attention to your ability to pay them back. That's what they care about. They're giving you a credit card. You're charging whatever on the credit card. They want to make sure that they're getting the cash back. That's all it is. Okay. You can also talk about your future employment goals. Okay. Because if you have a job history that is spotty at the moment, that's fine. As long as you have a strategy to actually come back strong. That's all it is. Be ready to show your tax returns. Oh boy. That's really important. You got to show your tax returns, because they want to make sure that whatever you currently have in terms of job history, that you have steady income in the past. So they might ask you for your tax returns for the last 2 to 3 years. Okay. You can show your CV if needed. your CV, your resume, whatever you want to call it, you actually can show this to the to Navy Fed also, to PenFed rather, my fault, to PenFed. What I'm trying to say here's the approach. What I'm trying to say here is that you need to provide contextual explanation. It's not about what's going on with you in your life at this moment. Okay, everybody goes through stuff, you know. I mean, I woke up this morning, I was happy, and 5 minutes later I was sad, whatever, you know, whatever. But everybody goes through stuff. You go through stuff, whatever. So you got to have a situation where you're able to explain where you at in life and where you intend to go. That's really important. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. We are still having a conversation today about you having a spotty job history, you being unemployed, but you want to get a PenFed credit card. Okay, this is a tall order, though. Don't get me wrong, but it is totally possible. It is totally possible. You want to apply at a branch. You never want to apply online or over the phone. Now, over the phone sometimes it works, but our preference is that you apply at a branch. Very important. Why? Because all the stacks are against you anyway. If you have bad credit or you have a bad financial situation or whatever. Okay. But the thing here is that going back to what I said about contextual information, you're able to apply the branch by talking to a rep first. Okay. And if you can pre-apply, I've said this before, it's really important. If you can pre-apply, it's also good. In other words, if you received a pre-application, a pre-approval link or a pre-approval letter in the mail, I want you to fill out that form, whatever they sent you, and you want to bring this to a PenFed branch so you have a clear idea of what's really going on. You want to gather intel at the branch. It's really important because you're telling you can ask all questions, ask all the questions you need, be forthcoming with your answers, your situations, what happened, okay, why you found yourself in this situation where you have a spotty job history, or where you are unemployed. You want to provide explanations, okay, and talk to a rep about all these things. And one thing I want to say also is that you want to bring your paperwork. It's very important to bring your paperwork, because if they ask you, for instance, to see your bank statements with another institution, you can provide that. Or if they ask you to, if they want to see your tax returns for the last 2 to 3 years, you have your 1040s at the ready. So it's all about being prepared. So when we talk about, and I've said this on this and other shows, credit is a game, but you have to understand the rules of the game to qualify. And it doesn't matter where you find yourself in life, whether you're having a spotty job history or you're having a rosy job history. It's all about applying at the right time, at the right place. And it's important also when we talk about applying at a branch. It's important because at a branch you can actually gauge your approval odds. If you ask the right questions, if you ask the rep the right questions, he or she can tell you whether you stand a chance, okay, of approval. The last thing I want to talk to you about today is your card fitness. This is really important. Oh boy. You need to familiarize yourself with a specific PenFed card that you want. Okay, this is important because the last thing you want is to apply for a card that you don't like, that has features and benefits you don't like, and the cards that has eligibility requirements that are beyond your scope. Okay, so we have to be in a position where we are very strategic, we are forceful, we are detailed, we are granular on the kind of card we want. Let me give you a few cards here that PenFed has, and I want to actually break things down for you, explain further. So you take the PenFed Pathfinder Rewards Visa Signature Card. This card is great for travel. Okay, so you don't want this card if you're not into traveling. No, if you want groceries, if you want a cash back on groceries, whatever, this is not the card for you, because this card gives you 3 points back per dollar spent on travel purchases. Okay, 4 points back for travel if you are a PenFed Honors Advantage member, and this card gives you 1.5 points back per dollar spent on all other purchases. And you have a welcome offer, 50,000 bonus points after spending 3,000 in purchase transactions within the first 90 days of account opening. So again, this is the card for you if you love traveling. Okay, the other card that I want to share with you is that's the PenFed Platinum Rewards Visa Signature. This card is great for gas, really great for gas. So you have 5 points per dollar spent on gas at the pump and electric vehicle charging stations. Okay, the EV charging stations. You have 3 points per dollar spent on supermarkets, and 1 point per dollar on all other purchases. And here you have a welcome offer of 15,000 points after you spend $1,500 during the first 3 months of card open date. Okay, and the third card I want to share with you is the PenFed Power Cash Rewards Visa Signature card. This card is great for flat rate rewards, and the cool thing is with this card you have 1.5% unlimited cashback on all purchases. You have 2% cashback for PenFed Honors Advantage members. And they give you a welcome offer of $100 statement credit after you spend $1,500 in purchase transactions within the first 90 days of account opening. So what I'm trying to say here, boss, is that you want to go after the card that you need, okay? And I only gave you 3 cards here. There are other cards like the Gold Visa, for example. It's another card that you might want to check. And you have the Platinum card also. The bottom line is you want to choose a card that actually fits your spending patterns at the moment and what you want to get from the card, the rewards and the bonuses. Very important. Thank you so much for your attention. In today's conversation, I was actually talking to you about how to get approved for PenFed high limit credit cards when you are unemployed or you have a spotty job history. So think about banking, clean history, cash, FICO Score, explain your situation, go to the branch to apply, and think about the card fitness. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I'll speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.